Hello, everybody. My name is Jennifer McCune, and I'm so excited to have you guys all tune in live tonight, or maybe you're watching the recording, whatever that looks like for you. So I've been doing this business since May of 2012. I was introduced to Rodan+Fields by Andrea Sims on LinkedIn, and you're going to hear from her shortly. And what we wanted to do today is we have so many great people. I think most everybody on this screen tonight I met since doing Rodan+Fields, except for one person, and you'll hear from her and hear from her story. And we just thought it would be so helpful. So many people are really excited and interested about learning about new opportunities, new ways to maybe supplement their income, possibly change their lives, but might have a lot of questions and really would just like to hear from other people what their experiences looked like. So we're gonna let you join us and hear a journey of a few different people and what their businesses look like and why they joined and some questions they might have had when they started. So I'm going to start off, and I want to share a little bit from, we have a few moms on our team, 3 moms tonight alone. Quite a few of us are, many of us are moms, but 3 tonight alone on this call who have little ones. And when I say little ones, they have lots of kids and babies. And I think the 3 of you, and it's Andrea, Sheree, and Priscilla, I think y'all gave birth around a similar time. Andrea and Priscilla were in the fall. Sheree, who's going to start us off, had a baby just like a month or 2 ago, just since COVID. And Sheree, I would love for you to share a little bit. First of all, you have 3 kids and you're home, you're doing homeschooling during COVID, you have a newborn baby. I mean, how do you even have time to do this? And might I add, not only are you doing this, you've been blowing it up. Your business is exploding. You're doing amazingly well. Could you just share a little bit more of the, because I'm in awe. I'm in total awe of you.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for that introduction, Jennifer. So yes, life is crazy. It is for everyone, right? So I'll just tell a little bit about myself, and then I'll talk about how I'm doing life amidst all this extra craziness. So my name's Sheree Garola, like Jennifer said. I've been a consultant almost 5 years with the company, and I am a registered nurse by trade. I work full-time at Merced Sheriff Department right now, and then I work this skincare business on the side. I absolutely love helping people. It's in my personality. And about 5 years ago, one of my girlfriends came to me and was telling me about Rodan+Fields and talking about how it's changed her skin. And at the time, I hadn't heard of Rodan+Fields, but I had heard of Proactive, and that's who our creators are, the 2 dermatologists who created Proactive. So I was interested. At the time, I was suffering from adult acne. I was 29 years old with a full face of pimples, and I was tired of it. So I decided to jump in to get big girl skincare. And little did I know that I was also going to be on this journey of helping people with their own skin concerns. So 2 months into the business, my skin was completely clear. My friends and family were asking what the heck I was using. They wanted a piece of it. And so I started sharing, and it's turned into this business. So fast forward, I am, like I said, 5 years into the business. I work full-time now in Merced. I don't have to commute anymore. I was traveling over an hour each way to and from work, but because of Rodan+Fields, I was able to take a job 5 minutes from home. So that has been a huge blessing. So talk a little bit about time and my crazy schedule. I do have a newborn. She's 3 months old. I delivered in March, right when they were restricting all the visitors, and it was a crazy time to deliver. My heart goes out to all the new moms with their first kids going through, labor and delivery right now, because I do feel like it really stole some joy. It's just weird. It's a scary, unknown time. But so I delivered in March. I have a 6 and a 9-year-old daughter as well. Their school ended March 16th or something like that. I delivered the 24th. So I have 2 kids at home full-time homeschooling, a brand new baby, and my skincare business, and life is crazy. What has worked for me throughout this crazy time and this unknown time has just been really consistency. And I learned in a training not too long ago about time blocking, and I am such a planner. I bought a planner. I buy a planner every year. This year, my planner was kind of empty in the beginning until I got my my groove down. And now I really do block off my time. So just like making an appointment for a doctor, I make my RodanFields appointment daily for whatever that looks like. And it changes. And also having kids and a newborn, you have to be flexible. But I do try to stay consistent with my hour or however much time I've blocked off for my RodanFields business. And I think that just over the years, all the relationships that I've made, whether it has to do with RodanFields or not, they've come to fruition in this time of like unknowing and unease in this COVID time, because people are looking for ways to care for themselves. I think a lot of people's eyes have been opened that we've just been running this rat race, and now that everything had kind of stopped, it was a good time for us to all reflect about how busy we were and how we weren't taking care of ourselves. So skincare was actually a great way to take care of yourself, along with exercise, eating well. Like, I think a lot of people just started focusing on those kind of things. So, but yeah, so for me, it's just been blocking off time. I do a lot of reach outs when I'm breastfeeding, and I'm on social media anyway. So instead of just aimlessly scrolling, I'm putting it to good use and connecting with people. And that's how my business has been growing. So.
And I love that. And it's true, as moms, we multitask anyways. So why not be on social media and spend some of that and earn some extra money for you? And it's funny. I liken it also. It's like going to the gym or any sort of healthy thing. You can't do, if you go to the gym for 10 hours one day and don't go again the rest of the month, it doesn't matter at all. But if you do 20 minutes a day, just a little bit a day, you work out while you're breastfeeding, you might as well build a business, right? We can do a lot breastfeeding. I remember my kids were 5, 8, and 10 when I started. I wasn't doing the breastfeeding thing, but like most of us moms, we were multitasking, right? So that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Sheree. And your story has so many similarities to our next guest, Priscilla Pizarro. She has 3 kids, one of whom is a baby. And she's working full time, and you're doing so well with your business as well, Priscilla. And I'm sure you have some similarities of things you've done to Sheree, and probably some other things on top of it that would be helpful for people to hear.
Yes. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, everybody. My name is Priscilla Pizarro, and I live in Maryland. And like Jennifer said, I have 3 kids. And to give you guys a brief introduction to me, I was born in Chile, came here when I was 5. So I really am so grateful that I get to be here, and like my parents, they're entrepreneurs. They have their own business. So it was always a dream of mine to also have something of my own. I never expected to be in a 9-to-5 job, but here I am. And I do. I enjoy my 9-to-5 job, but it is such a great outlet to have something that's mine, that I can put in the fruits, see the fruits of my labor. And I think, Jennifer, what I love the most is that I get to have so much fun with you guys, right? We have really great time when we get joined together, and great skin. Just like Sheree, I had really bad acne, and it cleared me up within 2 months of starting. And the thing I also love is the growth, the personal growth that I've had with this company. I should be paying them, but instead they're paying me. So it's awesome. I really do love it.
So can you just share a little bit more how you managed to handle this? Because not only do you have 3 kids, one of whom is a baby, and you're working full time, but your baby
Yes.
doesn't sleep through the night.
No, he doesn't.
How
Yeah.
are
So,
you doing this?
well, I think that every time I start thinking, oh my gosh, this is such a hard time. I remember, people have been having babies for thousands of years, right? So number one, perspective, a lot of people have gone through this. It's not a big deal. But just like very similar to Sheree, what I've learned about time management is that we really do make time for what's a priority to us. And so this business, the personal development that I've put into this is a priority. It's a priority in my day. I schedule it, I put it in. If I don't do it, I feel like I did, you know what I mean? Like there was something missing. And the same with my kids, I have to put in the time with them, the quality time with each one of them. So that's basically how I do it. I just schedule in the time and I make sure that I'm focused on what I need to be focused on.
And isn't it so true? If we want to have time, we could make time to watch Netflix and binge watch this and, mess around on Facebook for half an hour and do not. But you're absolutely right. You're 100% right. What is your priority?
You know what I've learned too, Jennifer, is that time is elastic. It's not, we sometimes think we have to make, whatever. We have this concept of time like it controls us, but no, we have to control the time. If they say that there's a flood in your basement, guess what? You're going to make the time to take care of the flood in your basement. So it's all about prioritizing what you need to do.
I love that analogy. Gosh, that's good. I'm so nervous now that my basement is going to flood, but thank you. So our next guest, Andrea Vogel, also, we have so many of us who have 3 kids. Mine aren't babies now, mine are teens, but Andrea Vogel has twin boys and a baby. And her background, so like, Sheree was a nurse, Priscilla works with legal stuff in the government. I don't even know what she all does. And Andrea, you were a teacher. So interesting, you obviously have a very busy life. But I would love to hear more about how you, as an educator with an educator background, decided to do something that seems so very different to what you had done in your pre-mommy life, pre-3 kids life.
Yes, for sure. So thank you so much, Jennifer. I think that, well, first of all, so yes, I have 3 little ones. I've been with RodanFields for 5 years, and it's gone by so fast because it is so much fun. Like Priscilla and Sheree, it is so much fun. We're helping people, and I think that's where it comes back to. But at first, I will say I was terrified. I knew nothing about skincare, nothing about sales. I didn't really have a skincare concern per se, though I found a couple after the fact because we are all our own worst critic, right? And love the transformation that I've had in my skin and my lashes. But I think that when Andrea Sims, who is everybody I love so dearly, but she's the one who introduced me to this business. And when we were chatting, we didn't know one another at all. But she had said to me, think about it like you're helping someone in education, right? Like you're helping a student learn. It's the same idea, right? We're just helping someone learn something different. I wasn't teaching math like I used to, but I was teaching someone something new about skincare. And I felt like I love learning, and if I could learn about skincare, then I could teach someone about skincare, right? Just like I could differential equations, whatever you want to say, right? So that I fell in love with that concept. And I got into teaching and in the education field because I love helping people. I loved working with my colleagues at school, at a variety of different schools. And I love working with all of you to help other people. I just have, like Priscilla had said, the personal development. Even, as a teacher, you get professional development, but there's no really necessarily personal development. And that has been a complete game changer. I have family members and friends who have commented over the last 5 years of how much of a different person I have become. And it's really an incredible feeling that saying yes to something I was really afraid of has made that difference in my life. So
I love that. That's amazing. And so Andrea told you it was like educating people. It's very much like teacher, except for educating people about Rodan+Fields. Have you found that to be true? Is that primarily what you do on a daily basis?
Yeah, I feel like it's answering people's questions and meeting them where they're at. Where do people find value in our brand, right? Maybe it's in skincare. Maybe they have a skincare concern. Maybe they're like me and they didn't have a skincare concern to begin with. But after you get talking, people go, "Oh yeah, I feel like that too." Or maybe it's how do they earn an extra income, or how can they help other people do the same thing? And I didn't know I was looking for all of the things that our brand represents and has to offer, and it has gotten better and better and better year over year. It's really an inspiring and empowering place to be.
100%. It's so funny. So my background, I have a PhD in Spanish. And like you said, I went to school for a long time. I learned a lot of different great, amazing things, but I didn't learn about personal development. I didn't learn like, wow, I can grow myself. Wow, there are all these books out there to help me, not to learn about other things and other people and other areas of interest, but about me and really grow me as a person. And that has been so invaluable and exciting. And having a whole team, a community to do that together has been fantastic. So thank you. So now we're going to shift gears and go on the other side of the spectrum to Lori Hansen, who, yes, she's a mom as well, except for her kids are grown. And Lori hasn't been doing this for years. She started a couple months ago, right during COVID. So total opposite side of the spectrum. And Lori, I would love for you to share A, why you decided to join during COVID, and B, if you were worried about that, worried about the investment, just worried about getting going during all that time and what it's kind of looked like for you.
Yeah, so thanks, Jennifer. So I'm Lori Hansen, and I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so in the Midwest. And I joined, well, Jennifer introduced me to this just a month ago. We met on another Facebook page in another group, and I'm so grateful. I had seen her posting a lot, and I'm like, so who is this Jennifer? What is she posting so much about? And one day I saw a post that she did about the lash boost. Oh my gosh. And I liked the post, and she reached out to me, and we started a conversation, and I was looking for another skincare regimen. I for about 10 years dabbled part-time with another skincare company. I've always been fascinated with skincare. I can say all the way back to when I was in college, when I was 18, I was actually doing another skincare company just to make some extra fun money. So I've always been interested in that, and always been interested in taking good care of my skin. I wasn't one of those people that went to bed with my makeup on because I knew how horrible it was. However, I was a sun goddess, and I did grow up in the 80s and loved slathering myself with baby oil and laying out in the sun. And so now I'm paying a little bit the price there. But I guess I was intrigued because I was looking for a new skincare regimen, and I wasn't wholeheartedly searching, but when I came across Jennifer and her post, I think I was probably like dipping my toe in, probably wanted to have a conversation, but wasn't being like proactive in starting that conversation. Proactive, huh?
No pun intended.
I know, pun intended. I did not mean that. But I found myself in 2017 presented with new opportunities. I was with corporate retail America for 30 plus years. So right out of college, I was a store manager, and I was in corporate America. And in 2017, I was downsized and out of a job. So I found myself in midlife looking for new opportunities. And I thought, you know what, this is a great time to reinvent myself. I was struggling with confidence. I exercised obsessively. I always thought that I would be a great personal trainer. And that eventually led me to yoga. I took my yoga certification, which was a year-long process. And I really discovered that I enjoyed helping people. It really made my heart happy, just like it did with skincare and helping people find good skincare and educating them on the importance of good skincare and taking care of your skin so that, you know, you could not look your age, really. So I met Jennifer and virtually, of course, and I had dabbled in a couple of different things, and I thought, you know what, this looks like a good skincare company. So we talked a little bit about it. It was just like a friendly chit chat, no pressure. Was very comfortable, and I thought I would just become, you know, a good customer of hers. I researched the product, and then I thought, you know what, I'm not used to paying retail for skincare, and I know I really want good skincare because I know how important it is. So within a couple of conversations, I just jumped in. I had never tried the product, but I had done the research on it, and the science behind the product really sold me. And I thought, you know, this is kind of a no-brainer. So during COVID, like you said, Jennifer, I had gotten very comfortable with not going out and doing things. I really have been nowhere. I don't like to wear a mask. I don't go to the malls. I'm very spoiled. My husband does all the grocery shopping. And I just thought, you know what? Why not? I want extra income. And I want great skincare. The science, you know, behind the products is 100%. And so I was all in, and it was the best decision I ever made.
And let me add that you, and I need to say, this is everybody's unique story with who you are listening to tonight. And if you want to learn more, you can check out the income disclosure statement. We all have great, amazing stories, and they're all uniquely ours, just like our smiles and our hair and our eyes and everything. So, and Lori, she earned a couple of bonuses and a promotion right out of the gate. So you have done an amazing job. So now I want to switch gears again to two people who've been doing this a long time, and two people who did not use skincare, but joined this because of the business. And one of them is the only person on this whole screen tonight that we see that actually knew before I joined Rodan+Fields. And this is a friend of mine from a way long time ago. We were book club buddies, Robin Kochka, and thank you, Robin, for joining us. So Robin has a unique story in that, first of all, she was not into skincare. Not that she didn't want to look nice, but it just wasn't. It's not like how Lori, from the time Lori was born, is like, gotta do skincare. So, and also Robin and I live half a mile away from one another, and some people might have questions about that. So Robin, I'd love for you to share your perspective on maybe not being a skincare, like this is the best thing since sliced bread, and B, how it has been since we do live close together and we both have teenage children.
Yeah, definitely. And can you hear me? I dialed in with my phone, so I want to make sure you can. Great, Andrea, thank you. So I just always love to share my story and share it with you, with you present, because it's so funny to think back how when Jennifer invited me to learn about Rodan+Fields, yes, we knew each other beforehand through book club, and I was like, that is fantastic. I'm so happy for you. There's no way I'm going to become a consultant or become a customer, but I'll support you. I'll tell other people about you. Here I am 8 years later. It'll be in July that I signed on that I became a consultant. And and part of my concern was that I didn't know, I mean, skincare, yes, I wanted to look good. I washed the dirt off my face. I was wearing more makeup because I was in my early 40s, and you just sort of look a little duller, and I thought I needed a little more, and I thought I'd be a little more professional looking. But I was like, yeah, you know, we live half a mile from each other. I don't know anybody. We had just moved in, well, not just, we had moved into the area a few years earlier. I moved around a ton, and I really hadn't, I mean, I'd made a lot of really great mom friends, including Jennifer, but I didn't really know anybody in the area outside of my mom friends. And I thought, well, I mean, you'd never grow a business on your mom friends, right? Like, you could get a little bit of money maybe, you know, through a few customers, but I mean, it wouldn't really grow a business. Let me see how many, you know, connectors I can make. The more I learned about it, I was really intrigued because a couple reasons. I was in a point where I wanted to transition. I had thought I wanted to become a teacher, was doing the work. I was working in the school system. I was doing the certifications and education program. And then I realized that's really not where I wanted to be. I didn't fit in that box. And I was ready to get back into more professional work, and I needed flexibility. So when I decided to start my Rodan+Fields business, this is also funny because I called Jennifer when she was at a museum on a vacation, and I was getting ready to go out of town on vacation. I was like, I think I'm going to do this. I had my kit shipped to where I was going for vacation and started my business, you know, and then the little bits and times when you're not playing with your kids and playing with your friends and playing with your family, and doing all the fun things we do for vacation. And lo and behold, people started expressing interest. I followed we have kind of a system, a recommended way of reaching out to people, learning about how we're going to grow our businesses. I was really nervous that I would have to do this all by myself. And I really like to do things with people. And I thought, you know, I'm a really good student. So I was prepared to sit down and read all this stuff and learn all about the products and just be really an expert in skincare. And Jennifer said, no, we don't have to do it that way. Let's just do on-the-job training. Just call a couple of your, you know, like best friends. And I mean, people you just tell, like, you know, great news to, and just say, hey, I'm doing this. Will you listen? You ask great questions, right? So we got started, and lo and behold, there were people who were interested in skincare. I had no idea. I mean, I lived under a rock. I mean, right? And then I had my niece joined me in business. She's a marketing professional by trade. She just couldn't get it out of her head. She thought, oh my gosh, this is an incredible opportunity. And so little bit by little bit, I grew my business. I expanded my network. I gained new professional skills. So when everybody else in the world was like, oh my gosh, we have to do virtual conferencing and work, you know, in the time of COVID, I was like, we've been doing that for like 4 years. We're good. I can help you with that. So, you know, it's really not just helped me with my skincare. So 8 years later, I mean, I have to thank Rodan+Fields for making really effective products, and for me, for actually applying them to my face and using them on a consistent basis. You know, you got to do both of them. And, but, you know, I really can't imagine where I would be personally without Rodan+Fields, because, I mean, I just have connected with so many amazing women here together across the nation, internationally, as a result of my business. And so I'm just really grateful for that and the entrepreneurial and business skills that I've learned through this little business in a box.
And might I add, the funny thing is, so I was doing culture and language training before I started, and when I started Rodan+Fields, and I was doing Iraqi, Arabic, and Senegalese French, and I had wanted Robin to work with me on that project, doing some different things, and it just never worked out. So I've been wanting her to work with me for quite a while. So I was super excited to introduce her to this, and thrilled when she became one of my first consultants. And even though we live right down the street from one another, it's so incredible how many different people we know. We know a few of the same people, but we know a lot of different people as well. And like she said, since we're international, it doesn't even matter who's right next door. So it's been very interesting how, as much as our paths kind of have a few people in common, we don't have a ton. So that's been very interesting.
We don't butt heads. There's plenty of room for everybody, and it's kind of fun too, because I have reconnected with people who I lost touch with years and years and years ago, and that's been really nice. You know, we didn't lose touch for any other reason that we just moved on to different stages in our life, and you know, that happens. So it's fun to be able to reconnect with other people too.
Exactly. And so Andrea Sims is the one who introduced me to this business, as I mentioned to all of you. We connected on LinkedIn. I was definitely at a prime point in my life that working full time, going to school at night, kids are 5, 8, and 10, thinking, oh my gosh, this is what the rest of my life looks like. Get up, go to work, have lunch, come home, make dinner, wait for the weekend, dread Monday. Like, I don't want to live my life like this. So when I learned about this from Andrea, one of the first things, and I want to turn it over to Andrea, which was so funny to me, is she said the same thing as Robin. I was never even interested in skincare. And I'm like, well, what? Are you kidding me? How could you so Andrea, tell us more about your story. And not only were you not interested in skincare, but like most of us on the line, except for Lori, who had experience in this, you didn't have experience in any of this. So tell us about how that looked for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so thankful that you said yes. So this started for me 9.5 years ago. And it was, of course, during the recession. And at the time, my husband had to close the doors to his business. So kind of similar to some things that are happening in our, financial and environmental world today. And I was the corporate trainer for Remax at that time. And suddenly, we found ourselves on just one income, mine. And, I was a trainer for a real estate company when real estate was in the tank. And so I just really started feeling uneasy about that. And, I was brainstorming some ways that I could generate some additional income to, of course, make money and also have peace of mind. We had sat down and had the conversation of what does it look like over the next few months. And that to me was stressful. And so I wanted to put a plan in place so that no matter what happened with my income and my position, I had something that I knew I could control, right? I could control how much I was going to earn, and I could control the time around it, or that I gave it. And yeah, I looked at this, and as you said, I had no experience in this industry. I had zero experience when it came to skincare. I would go to bed with makeup on. I would use a bar of soap in the shower. The next day, I was a sun worshiper, back to the baby oil. I slathered myself in that. Silver matte baby oil, the whole thing. So skincare was never in my wheelhouse. But I love to learn. And as a trainer, I was an educator, and I knew I would be able to educate people. And I found passion in being able to wash my face and share about it. And so that's what I did. I started washing my face and sharing about it. And what I found is that some people who had similar stories to myself, they were looking for a way to generate income and make money. And some people were looking for ways to self-care and address their skincare concerns. And it started to grow. I think the biggest thing is I was never attached to I wasn't attached to the outcome of my conversations. I knew there were other people who needed something, And unless I was sharing about it, I didn't know if it was going to be a fit for them or not. And so feeling blessed that I've been able to, over the years, help a lot of people generate extra income and help a lot of people feel great, confident in their skin.
And that's such a great point. You know, I think so many of us are afraid of the word no, and that can hold us back from even starting something new. And we think about our kids when they're little, they will ask ad nauseum 24 times in a minute, can I have a cookie? Can I have a cookie? Can I have a cookie? You didn't say no 25 times, and they'll still ask. They're not afraid. And yet at some point we get so afraid of that word no that we let it hold us back from what really a different, amazing life could be for us. And I always liken it to, so say you're thinking about doing Rodan+Fields and you're really nervous. So what if you opened an ice cream store? Be a little weird in today's day and age because of the uncertainty of us being able to leave our house. But let's just say you did. Open an ice cream store. You invite everybody to come. You don't feel bad if they don't come, and you don't base your ice cream store success on the people that you know being the only ones who eat ice cream. You just keep on reaching out and sharing with new people. And I think that's been one of the great many lessons that I have learned with this business. And I know I'm just going to speak for all of you for a second. I know we all are so grateful we took the chance to make a change, because business has enriched our lives financially. It has enriched our lives with so many wonderful relationships. It's enriched our lives to believe in ourselves again. One of the challenges that I was experiencing in corporate was feeling like, okay, great, there's one promotion and however many people, and you hear you're not good enough times, and you start to believe that. And with Rodan+Fields, we never hear that. The sky's the limit. We can all earn the trips. We can all earn the vehicles. We can all earn anything with this business. And so we lift each other up, and it's people empowering people to do more, achieve more, be more. And having that belief back in myself was like, wow, that is completely life-changing. So we invite any of you who are at all curious to reach out to the consultant who invited you to learn more. Take a really good hard look and think, why not me? Why couldn't I be part of that? All of these people have such interesting, unique stories, and there are thousands of us, and I'm sure somebody has a background that could be similar to those of you who are watching, and we'd be happy to answer your questions and welcome you into this life-changing opportunity. So thank you so much for joining us, everybody.